Well, we are talking this morning about the increasing cost of watching football. At the ground, the BBC's annual Price of Football surveys found the average cost of the cheapest tickets across English football has risen at almost twice the rate of inflation since 2011.
So have a look what's going on. In England, the most expensive season ticket is at Arsenal. Their top price is £2,013. Unlike some others, that includes, though, several FA Cup and Champions League games.
The cheapest season ticket in the top 4 leagues in England can be found at Charlton. They'll charge you as little as £150.
Scottish football leads the way for value. Their cheapest season ticket is at second division side Annan Athletic, where they'll charge you £120.
Well, Malcolm Clarke's with us. He's chairman of the Football Supporters Federation. Morning, Malcolm.
Hello.
You do think, you know, here a lot of clubs facing financial difficulties, but at the top, you've got clubs which are awash with almost billions of pounds of money. It seems millions and millions of pounds, hundreds of millions. They spend gazillions on players and their wages, and yet we end up paying an awful lot to watch them.
You've summed it up perfectly, I think. The current television media deals that the Premier League have got, if you compare it with the previous one, they could actually allow every single spectator into every single game for free and still have as much money as they had under the previous deal. And that gives you an idea of the scale, eye-watering scale of money that is going in at the top of the game. And we want to see more of that given the benefit to match-going fans.
I'm just looking at those season tickets, for example. Is it because they can charge those prices? Is it because people will pay, or how is it working?
Well, to some extent that's true, and some of the answers we sometimes get are, well, it's market forces.
Yes.
But actually football is part of the cultural heritage of our towns and communities, and it's very important that it remains accessible to every section of the community. And the fact that you may be able to fill a ground with people who can afford it isn't enough. We need to have the whole of the community, and particularly younger people, being able to afford to go.
You mentioned the cultural heritage, but it's actually because prices are going up and up, it's changing the way that people go to watch football, isn't it? Because it's not like you would buy a season ticket and go to every home game and as many away games as you could. It's so expensive now, it's comparable to, say, a trip to a theme park, or even in some cases a cheap flight to Europe for a weekend. It's that expensive. So it's actually changing the nature of the way we watch football.
Yes, and I think there's a big danger for the football industry that there'll be a future generation which is lost. Young people, once they're out of the child price ticket category, very often now choose to go to the pub, where they can watch it for free, they can stand up while they're watching it, they can have a pint of beer while they're watching it, none of those things that they can do in the ground. And there's a particular problem for away supporters. Home supporters often get a season ticket, which can be not too bad in some cases. But if you're an away supporter, you've got to pay the match day price at every ground. And without the atmosphere created by away supporters, the television product itself will be less valuable.
But also, a lot of the time, away supporters get charged more at the turnstile than home fans who are going sort of pretty much through the same gates. You pay £4 or £5 more. But is there anything that fans can do about it, apart from voting with their wallets?
Well, the BBC is doing a very good job in highlighting the issue through this annual survey, for which we think is excellent. And the fact that I'm sitting here discussing it with you will certainly help our campaign. We're going to continue to campaign on it. We've got a 20's Plenty campaign, particularly for away fans. We'd like to see away fans always charge the lowest price category, regardless of which club they support. And we want to see prices more in line with, as they are, say, in Germany, and they don't do too badly on the pitch either, do they?
No, no, they don't. OK. The other thing we were talking about is pies, though. I mean, the price of the pies varies hugely, doesn't it?
£4.50 down to £2.50.
Yeah.
Actually, you can get £1.20 too.
Yeah.
Well, Kidderminster's pies are £4.50. I hope they're value for money. I'm going to Morecambe next week, actually.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have a pie.
I'll try one of these pies that you just mentioned.
I had one the other day.
Yes.
It's brilliant, because they got a very... I mean, I don't like to advertise too much, but they give you gravy on top, and then you get this marvellous crust which stands up on its own. So you scoop out the middle, and then you still got this lake of gravy inside. It's wonderful.
Oh,
And that's the
I
whole
can't
point.
wait.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the football pie. You're supposed to be able to eat it in one hand.
Yeah,
Without a knife and fork, obviously.
exactly. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We made
Thank
me
you.
hungry now. You can find out how much it costs to follow your team using the special Price of Football calculator. Visit bbc.co.uk/football. Click on the link. Lots of information there for you.
Should say very quickly, other pies, of course, are available, apart from the ones on sale.
And
at
are
Morecambe
equally
FC.
delicious, probably.
7:45. This is Breakfast from BBC News. These are the main stories this morning. The United Nations